Welcome to News in Brief from our Sayyid Global Network. Daily meetings of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The Grand Shia Islamic jurist Ayatollah Sayyid Shirazi holds in-person meetings with large numbers of people, including religious scholars, university figures, and social and cultural activists, as well as public groups of people on a daily basis. In these meetings, the attendees report on their activities, explain their views, and listen to the guidelines and advices of the Grand Jurist. Sayyid Husayn Shirazi visits Kuwait in a cultural religious tour. Like previous years, Sayyid Husayn Shirazi, the son of the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Sayyid Shirazi, traveled to Kuwait with the beginning of Ramadan. In this cultural and religious tour, the Grand Jurist's son will have visit to the religious and cultural institutions in Kuwait, meeting with religious, political, and cultural figures, as well as the public groups of people are also parts of this tour visit. In the first days of his residence in Kuwait, Sayyid Husayn Shirazi visited the Hall of Hajj Adnan, one of the famous Kuwaiti figures, and the Hall of Hajj Salah Ashur, a Kuwaiti member of parliament. In addition, some clerics, representatives of other great Islamic jurists and social figures, including Adnan Abdus Samad, a Kuwaiti member of parliament, and the public groups of people met with Sayyid Husayn Shirazi at the Grand Jurist Hall in Kuwait. Quran interpretations by Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi during Ramadan. Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi, the son of the late Grand Jurist Ayatollah Sayyid Muhammad Shirazi, leads courses of Quran interpretations, chapter 20 of the Holy Book, during Ramadan. The sessions of this course are held on a daily basis, hosting seminary students and the believers at the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, Iraq. In the first session of this course, Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi offered an introduction about Holy Quran and the role of this holy book in our lives in this world and the hereafter. He further pointed out increasing to Quran and the Ahlul Bayt as good ways to overcome problems. Condemnation of terrorist attacks in Baghdad and Diyala. Following terrorist attacks in Baghdad and Diyala, Non-Violence Incorporation, affiliated to the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, as well as Adam Center for Defending Rights and Freedoms and a Tayyar Shirazi office in Baghdad, released statements to condemn the recent currently terrorist attacks. These statements highlight, "We were informed of the painful news of terrorist attacks in Iraq. Hereby, we condemn all acts of terror that target the innocent and defenseless civilians. These human rights foundations demanded the international community and all human rights foundations to stand up against terrorism and don't spare any efforts in this path." Non-Violence Incorporation, in its statement, declares, in the current month, many countries across the world, such as Philippines, England, Egypt, and Iraq, were targeted by terror attacks of tech-free groups, such Daesh. This shows that terrorism has turned out into an international crisis, as the security and deterrent policies have fought to curb the threats of terrorism worldwide. This Human Rights Center warns the international community after successive previous warnings of the growing threats of terrorism and highlights the urgent need to stop the financial and ideological sponsors of terrorism in the region. In the end, Non-Violence Incorporation, Adam Center for Defending Rights and Freedoms, and Tayyar Shirazi office in Baghdad offered their sympathies to the families of the victims and the nation of Iraq, and prayed for the families of the victims to have patience and for the wounded to have a quick recovery. Third Assembly of Cultural Managers in Basra, Iraq. Ahlul Bayt Cultural Institute organized the Third Assembly of Cultural Managers in Basra, Iraq. During this event, Ahlul Bayt Cultural and Charitable Institute, as the host of this assembly, suggested the formation of a Council of Institute in Basra. This assembly was hosting a number of cultural managers who discussed their plans to run cultural activities during the holy month of Ramadan.